Hello guys, welcome back to Cardfight Bali with me Kevin, and we are here back with a new Spec Brothers deck profile from the new special set, the Rising Dudley deck. So the latest VSS, the special set, has been released for the Japanese format like around a week ago, and I'm just getting shipped to mine. And I've been testing with it, the new VSS boosters, and I think it's really good and a really fun booster to play for the V format, especially before we get into the new overdress stuff. It's all the clans has some cool cards and fun cards. Some of it's really strong, but overall I really loving the new VSS sets, and I think it's a really nice parting gift before we are going into the new reboot of that is the overdress. So here we have the new Spike Brothers with the new VSS deck. So let's just get to the deck profile. So first we have the old boss, that is the Rising Nova. His skill is when you ride in, when you would ride him, you gain first one and first two at the same time, which is really good. And also the second skill is you may soul blast one and choose two of your great guards and you copy all of their skills, which is make him a really strong boss and has a really good longevity in the game, because especially in premium, as much as new cards release, he can copy them and it can make him work with another great list and or double their skill. Is really strong card, and I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy for having a really cool card like this. So getting into the other great list, we have the new Dudley Lucifer. The Dudley Lucifer skills, the first skill is when he called by card effect, you may soul blast one to countercharge one. A really simple skill, but really effective, especially, and it's really flexible. Sometimes if you have soul, you doesn't really need it, and you have a lot of counter blast, some you doesn't have to use it. And if your opponent like damage deny you, you can use it, so you can work with all sort of things with only one counter blast. Then that's really good flexible skill to have. And his second skill is when he attacks, you may counter blast one and put one red card to your soul, draw one card, and call a Dudley card from your hand to the rear guard. And if your opponent at greatly is the call card, gain plus 10k. It's a simple skill, and honestly I think it's okay skill. It doesn't really that strong, it's pretty decent, but it's has a really good synergy in this deck, especially with the Rising Nova just copying all the skills. So okay, next we have the old VR, the Death Hit Bull Spike. His skill is whenever a unit attack, you may soul blast one and move all the force marker into the unit attacking. And the second skill is once per turn, when a unit with a force marker attack does not hit, you can retire one card and draw one card, which is a really good skill. It's this deck. This card is what makes the decks work. So what makes the decks has all the swing, all the two critical swings all the time. So yeah, this is all the great three. So you have the Rising of Ice Man boss and two of this as the combination of your copy target. Do not forget that you also can copy two Bull Spike or copy two Lucifers in case you need it. So that's for the grade 3. Going into the grade 2 lineup, we have our new cards, the Dudley Davy. His skill is when you place him either on Vanguard or Vanguard, you can counter blast one and you can call a non-grade 2 Dudley card into the rear circle. It's pretty simple skills, so you can call Lucifer or the other grade 1. So if you call Lucifer, you can soul blast one and refund the counter blast you just used, which is really good. And if you call it in the battle base with the Dudley Lucifers or the Rising Nova that copy the Dudley Lucifer, you can have another. You can call like Lucifer You can call the Davy with Lucifer, and with Davy you can call another Lucifer in another column, which enable you to have 5 attack as soon as you ride into the Great Tree, and all of that 5 attack can have 2 criticals when you have the death hit boost spike, which is make this deck really good and really strong deck, even if you whether you go second or first. And the other skill is when force marker is moved to him or placed on him, whether by moving or just placed from right aggressively, you may soul charge 1, and it's once per turn. And that's a really small and simple skill, but really effective and really important. Next, we have the alt grade 2 support, the Adopamorona. Her skill is when placed on Vanguard or Vanguard, you may control +1 and search for a Great Tree and call it to the Vanguard circle. A really simple skill. You may call Bull Spike or Lucifer, anything you want for your combo to works. And if just like what Davy do, if you call Lucifer, you may soul blast 1 to counter charge 1, which is really good. And her second skill is when she's on the same column. When she's on the same column with other Great Tree, you may this unit gain boost, which is a really simple skill but really effective in this deck, especially when you have a lot of Great Trees in your field. So on the next Great 2 we have the 3 Bridgeport. His skill is when he attack, you may put one normal unit from your drop zone into your bottom of the deck, and all your opponent must intercept as much as possible. It's a really good intercept force skill, and at the end of the battle, he goes to the soul and you draw a card. Basically, he can recycle a card from your drop zone back to your deck, turn into your soul and draw a card. Really good card, especially in this deck where you have Dudley-Lucifer copied, let's say copied with the Rising Nova. And you call Davy. So after he attack, he goes to the soul, and you draw a card. So when you call Davy and you use Davy's skill to call in another column, your other column is already empty. So and already turned into a soul and a card in your hand, so it's really rock. So yeah, it's worked really well with the Dudley-Lucifers. So that's all for the Grade 2. And during the Grade 1 lineup, we have the new Deadly William. His skill is when he ridden, he go to the rearguard circle. Really simple and really good, +1 in the early game. Also, at the end of battle, this unit boosted. It goes to the soul, and you may move of the force marker into a unit of your choice. So that's basically it's a bull spike, Grade 1 bull spike that increase your soul instead of losing it, which is really important in this deck. Especially that soul is really important resources for the deck to keep going. And I use 4 of this because not only this card is really good as the not only he's the main right target, he also increase soul, keep the game plan working. Also, he also get Dudley in his card name. So in the worst case scenario, you only got him, you can still use Lucifer to call him, so you still have extra attack. The next one we have the Ambush Dexter. So his skill is when you ride it, you discard 1 card and draw 1 card. And the second skill, which is the most important skill, is when you call him, you can counter blast 1, put a Grade 2 or Grade 3 red guard into your soul, and you call 2 of the same grade you put it into your soul, which is a really strong card. You put a Grade 2 and you turn it into 2 Grade 2. You put a Grade 3, you turn it into 2 Grade 3, which is a really good card. You can use it for your game plan. For the combo, you can use it just as simple as for early rush. I think, in my opinion, this card is like one of the best Spike Brothers Grade 1 in the V series. And the last one, we have the Acrobat Freddy, the Great Researchers. So his plus 5k condition is if you called a card by card effect this turn, which is pretty easy. And the other skill is the Great Researcher skill. I only use him at 3 because I want to have more slot for the Great 2. And I feel like this card, especially in this deck where you already calling a lot of Great List into your field, you doesn't really use him that much, but you still want to use him because you still need to guarantee a Rising Nova in your hand as the main right target. And I think that his main purpose, but after you get Rising Nova in your hand, I don't use him that much, but yeah, he still is pretty good. And if you want to use him at 4, you can change like Bridgeport into him, but personally I like using him at 3 is already enough for me. So that's all for the normal unit lineup. For the trigger, I doesn't do anything that fancy. Just using my my favorite 6 criticals, and then 4 draws, 4 perfect guard draws, and 2 normal draws, 4 heals, and of course a starter. So 6 crit, 6 draw, and 6 crit, 6 draws, and 4 heals. I think that's my favorite lineup for the triggers. A lot of people use egg crits or egg draws, and it's okay. But if you ask me, which is better, egg draws or egg crits, I think I more lean to the egg draws because this deck need that resources to keep going on, and sometimes you are already at the killing zone at 4 damage, and all of your attack already 2 crits, so getting a criticals doesn't really matter at the time. But yeah, I like 6 crit and 6 draw personally for me because having an extra 15k shield is pretty good. So that's all for the deck list. So as for the play, it's really simple. You have Rising Nova as your main Vanguard, and ideally you want to have Lucifer and Bull Spike, so you can have an extra attack with all 2 criticals moving around every attacks. So the usual play is attack with Rising Nova, and use a copied Lucifer skill, put 1 card into the soul, draw 1 card, and call any Dudley from your hand. Mainly if you have the Deadly Davy, so if you call Deadly Davy, you can counterblast 1, and you can call another Dudley into your other column, so you have 5 attack. And that's the ideal play. And yeah, the deck is pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward, but it's really strong and really fun. And there is something in it, I think it's pretty important thing to note that the positioning of the rear guard in this deck it's pretty important. It's a really simple things, it's really obvious thing, but sometimes we often forget about this. So Dudley Davy has the skill is when you place a force marker to him, or when you move it to him, you may soul charge 1. So let's say you attack with both right column, left column, and right column, and you attack with Vanguard, put it into soul, and you call Davy. You want to make sure that you call Davy in the spot that usually you want to call Davy in the spot that doesn't have the force marker. So when you let's say you call Davy, you call Lucifer again, so your Davy attack last, so you can move with Bull Spike skill into the Davy and soul charge 1. Also you have the Dudley William, which is at the end of battle he boosted. you may put it to soul and move a force marker into other rearguard. So ideally you want to attack him the 4th time, or not attacking with something boosted by him the last attack. So you can have him go to the soul and move it to the other instead of boosting him in the last attack. This is a really simple and really obvious thing, but it's something that's really easy to forget, and it's really important because that 1 soul or that 2 soul misplay can cost you a game where you should have win. And other than that, the deck is pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward, but it's really fun to play, it's really good, and it's pretty combo oriented, so it's really exciting to play. And that's all for the deck list. As again, this is the deck list of my preference. You can have your own preference to build your deck, but this is pretty much the gist of the new Spike Brothers deck, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for watching and see you later.